Hello. So now Instagram is telling all my friends and followers that I've just started the live video. So let's just wait for all of you guys to join in. Hi Riz. Hi V. Hi Farah. Yes, and we also have got Noorin already in here. Let's just give a minute or so to let all of y'all join us. I'm just gonna be here, do a very quick introduction of myself. So you guys know, today's Saturday, and today with me I still have my red wine, which I've poured for me to start the day. And Nabila said that she's very excited. Ta-da! I'm excited too. It's gonna be a very, very fun session today. We're all gonna have fun with all the things that we're gonna talk about. So I'm just gonna take a sip and I'll share with you all how this tastes like, okay? Not an alcoholic, so all alcoholics say, but I love my wine. We need wine for this episode of Let's Talk, right? We are talking about sex toys. Sex toys. It's something that, okay, let me just give you a little bit brief of how I think we actually feel about sex toys. Let me know, what do you guys feel about sex toys? When you think about sex toys, what are the thoughts that comes up in your mind? Feel free to pop in any questions at any point of time. I'll be more than happy to take that question, answer it for myself, or even ask Noorin to actually answer it. So to me, I think it's a territory that it's more taboo than the topic sex itself, right? It's a bit more of sex toys. It's not about, yes, maybe sometimes, maybe I feel embarrassed walking into a sex toy shop. I'm like, who's looking at me? Is anyone I know that I'm gonna bump into when I step out of the sex toy? I think I'm cool if I'm gonna bump into someone in a sex toy shop, and they are gonna be in a sex toy shop. That's totally fine. Because now we have like a secret, right, between two of us, and that's not something that you go and meet other people, and that person that you bump into, you don't go like, oh hey, I saw you at the sex toy shop, I met her at the sex toy shop, her or him. It's not really a conversation that's shared openly within friends or society even. So why this topic? Why did I want to find a guest that's able to talk to me about this topic? I think it's because of the lack of education and awareness, as well as normalization in the topic, sex toys. To me, I'm definitely intrigued by it. I want to know more than what I already know. I know it through Google, I know it through experiences, and what really intrigues me is that there's a lot of sex toys that are used in a heterosexual relationship, or in a sexual activity, right? Intimacy. What about the queer women's portion? Here and there, because women, we all have our preferences. So today, I'm going to invite a very special guest from Shy and Curious. Her name is Noorin. She's the founder and writer for it. And I'm going to invite her shortly once I read. I'm going to read Nabila's comment. She said, I feel like it's freedom. So she feels like sex toy is freedom, especially growing up in a Muslim household. Taking control of your own body, your own pleasure, and not letting family members' opinion affect what you enjoy. Definitely. I would like to, at this point, I would like to invite Noorin to actually request to join this live session. And I think Noorin would be a great person to actually answer this question and share her opinion as well. So Noorin, yes. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. As you can tell, I'm kind of nervous. As nervous as you guys are about sex toys, I'm actually nervous right now about like being live on camera.
No, you're gonna be fine. You're safe with me.
Hi, Nabila.
So yes,
She's
Noorin,
amazing.
I want to ask you to address or give your opinion slightly more on what Nabila actually said, because this might be something that you'll be able to answer.
Sure. Okay, I think first off, I could probably, maybe what I'll do is tell you about my first sex toy and when I discovered it, right? Because I had the same concerns or fears initially as well, because I only had my first boyfriend at 21. And before that, I did not explore pleasure on my own, or rather it was just like manually with my fingers, etc. But I didn't really think too much about like, I'm going to go to a shop and buy something just for this. So it was actually through my very first boyfriend. And basically, because it's my first time having sex, and it was difficult for me to come. I mean, he could rock his socks off, and that was fine for him. But he was actually quite sweet and kind to come back home with a little, like, it looked like a torchlight. And he gave it to me, and he's like, here's a present for you. Right? And I was thinking, okay, what the hell is this? I thought it had a little keychain. I remember it well. It was blue. And he said, it's a vibrator. And because, before this, you think sex toys is a giant dildo, a huge phallic thing. And because it was so tiny, I couldn't even figure out how it would work. And basically, he just twisted it. It started vibing on its own. And that was my introduction to sex toys. So when that relationship ended, I lost a boy, but I gained a whole new world of like different toys, different sensations. And I mean, it still took a while and a lot of like experimenting and getting different types of stuff just to see what would work for me and my own body. So to go back to Nabila's comment, yes, I agree that it's your way of owning your pleasure, not depending on someone else to give it to you. And well, I mean, yeah, I'm also coming from a Muslim background, but it's still it's not like I'm telling people about my toys until now. That still took a while to own it. So I'm happy here today to kind of share my experiences and my thoughts with you guys. To be upfront, I'm not a certified expert. I don't have any degrees. I just love shopping for toys, and I'm still trying to find like the perfect toy. Every time I try something new, that it gets closer and closer to them. And yeah, I hope that's what we're going to do today.
Yes. So just to let you guys know, I think you guys saw our Insta story yesterday. I met Noorin because Noorin had sweet treats for me, like she mentioned. It was really fun. I think I would like to also give a shout out to Zazazu, right?
Yes, our friends at Zazazu.
Yes, for actually loaning us some sets that we can actually demonstrate, not on ourselves, right, guys? Chill, to show you guys I don't know, the buttons, how it looks like, how you hold it. I'm not sure what Noorin's up to, what she has in her bag. But Noorin, here's a bag.
Yes.
Right? I haven't opened it.
Great.
I'm gonna wait for your instruction before we get to this fun portion of the sex toy. Mm-hmm. But would you like to tell me anything else about yourself? Tell everybody else a little bit about yourself, or Shy and Curious.
Okay. Well, I started Shy and Curious 4 months ago, even though it feels like it's been longer just because I'm in love with it so much. So Shy and Curious is a platform where basically I write articles to do with sex education, sexual wellness, relationships, love. There's a bit of at first I started off just wanting to do instructional, more educational how-to sort of thing. But actually a big part of me is just I'm an oversharer. And so I think it was the first article that I did that was really like, this is coming from my heart, is my personal essay about still trying to look for love at 35, and that actually touched a lot of people because like they're all in the same, they were sending me DMs and saying that, they were also trying to find their partner, and so they didn't feel alone, and it was actually a super hard article for me to publish. I mean, the sexting one was easy, the different types of sex toys was easy, but for me to personally go out and like say, here's my dating life, disaster, but I'm so hopeful. So that's the idea of Shiny Curious, because I just want people to not feel shameful of taboo topics, or like, just not feel repressed, and know that you're not alone. Yeah. So,
right.
so that was it. That's pretty much it. You can follow me on Instagram.
Yes, you guys can follow
Yeah.
Shiny Curious. The past two articles that LesBeHeard actually posted was actually Noorin's and Shiny Curious's article. I think that's actually Sex Toys 101, where she actually talked more about the myths, etc. And I think that I just want to bring that more. Noorin, one thing I know that all of our viewers right now, they are joining to watch because they want to see the physical thing. So we're just gonna give them, right, the first.
Let's just jump into it because like I'm excited.
You can show it first, or if you want me to open it up, I'm excited.
I want you to do it because I think, let me just ask you, like, what's your experience with sex toys? Yeah. When was your first sex toy? Yeah.
Mine is vibrator all the way. It's always been outside. Vibrators. I have had experiences with a strap-on. I hated it. I hated it. I really hated it. I hated to be used on. I hated using it. As a queer people, a lot of people say that, hey, do you use strap-on? It's the first question that comes into everyone's head, right? That the strap-on is the choice of a sex toy. In a relationship or in a lesbian sexual intimacy. So that actually piqued my curiosity, where I actually spoke to my sexual partner at that time that, hey, shall we try this out? Because we are gay, we haven't had experiences with it, and then we tried. Number one, we hated how it felt. And that's not because that it is not nice. It's just that it's our preference, right? For myself as a gay person, I didn't like the fact that I had a thing that looked like a penis in front of my face that doesn't turn me on. That's not something that I would like to be.
Was it because it is not attached to your partner's, like you just feel like it was foreign, or like
it's more the fact that I just don't. Anything that looks like a dick doesn't turn me on.
That's fine. Totally fine.
Strap-ons for me didn't work. Number one. Number two, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it on. I'm gonna try it out, and I can use it on my partner. Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you guys have tried strap-on before. You guys probably did. It's super tiring to trust. My hip hurt, my knees hurt, my thighs were cramped.
It's a workout.
No idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing, and I'm like, you know what, this is gonna be the last time. And I didn't feel superior when I was also doing it to my partner. It's just not. I think that's where the exploration portion came in, like you mentioned, right? That you have to find out what toy you want that's gonna pleasure you. So I did experiment that as well. And then I tried it, and I'm like, nah, not mine. I'm out. Right. But my choice has always been vibrator. Oh my god, I think vibrators are my best friend.
I'm so excited for you to open up that box right now because like
which one do you want to open up? The bigger one, the blue one?
Let's open up the big one. Oh, I feel let's do both at the same time.
Right. So first of all, when I see this box, it's a wand, right? Called it 6 vibration mode, 4 patterns, rechargeable, waterproof, 60 minutes on higher speed. Woo. Body safe silicone, and whisper quiet. While I open this up, whisper quiet is so important for me as well. when I look for vibrator, and I live with my godma, so you know the walls are thin.
I mean, I was using toys when I was staying in New York, and I remember trying to like I had roommates and putting blanket over blanket, and still I could hear it, and I felt really self-conscious. And I do think that actually most people do need quiet ones because that's one less thing to be stressed about, right? Because I mean,
Whoa.
nice. That's actually okay. It's my first time looking at this too. So these are toys on loan from Zazazu. And Romp is actually a really good friend. Yes, they are. I want to say they are under the same parent company as Womanizer, which is like a huge premium brand when it comes to sex toys. But Romp is like the affordable line. So Zazazu has like really good starter kits. Exactly.
Wow, it bends.
Yep.
Okay.
Figure out how it works.
Okay. So it has this button and this wave. So I think this is pattern, and this is. I think it's not charged. Or do I have to press and hold it?
I think you have to press. Is it
Do you
working?
guys hear it?
You can hear it, right?
I don't know. How do I make you guys hear it?
Wow. Okay, see, it sounds really intense there, but when you're holding it up like that, you don't hear a thing. So imagine that like under the blanket. But there's another bag inside the bag that I would love for you to take out if you can right now.
Let me switch this off first.
Yeah.
It's really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to some history. So that's an external one. Yes. Can you open that up, please?
Hey guys, I don't know what's in this bag, but
I don't know if I should have a disclaimer in case people are.
it's a vagina.
A vulva. That's a vulva.
Okay.
A vagina is inside, the vulva is the outside.
Okay.
I only learned this last year too, so yes. Okay, so the reason that's actually a real life model based of someone.
Is this the top part? Is it like that? Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's that way. I think we follow the numbers because I have one too. So mine is pink. So okay, you know what's really cool? So there is this amazing person who lives in Montreal, and she makes all of these based on real life people, and they come with little cuts, and so the point of having real life genitals, right, is so people can see that there is no one standard. So for example, if you look at this one, you notice anything different about it?
Yeah, they have got like the dots over there.
Yeah, do you know what that is?
No.
That's piercing. That's a clitoral piercing, and here is someone else, right? Maybe I should have put a trigger warning before this, just in case. So what's great about them is that they come with little cards, and they tell you the ages, they tell you like so whether they've gone through childbirth or not, and so the point is you can see that no two genitals are alike, which means there's totally nothing wrong with you if you don't look like what you see in porn. Everyone's so different, right? And also what's great is then, can you show me how you would use the one on you, or
Right. Okay. So I think
on
for
this
myself, the one goes everywhere. So I'm gonna switch it on. Okay, I'm not gonna switch it on for the sound, but I would probably say, okay, if this is what's my vagina, if I'm using it, I'm probably gonna hold it.
Yeah, it'll be this way. Yeah.
Right. I'll probably hold it this way and probably caress through it.
Yeah, you got it. Right? That's really it. Yeah, and you have to experiment because there is something else in that tiny bag that I would love for you to also take out.
Ooh, okay. So this is the one, guys. I'm gonna keep it safely.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering, no, I do not. I have not used it. I won't be using it because it's a loan set.
Zazazu would kill me, yes.
okay, so this is the next step. Comes.
Yeah.
It looks nothing like a sex toy, right?
Exactly.
It looks like a to-go deodorant, like a stick deodorant. Let me check. Let me try to grab this up. All right. So this is the sucking one, is it?
I think you have to hold it up to the camera. Okay, so I have a different model from a different brand. But this is what you would call a clitoral sucker. And you'll see that I was actually talking about this on a podcast interview I had earlier this week. So it was with Frankly My Dear, great podcast, and she was asking me how does it work like an octopus. So the one you're holding is by Rom, and the one I'm holding is by Womanizer. It's called the Liberty. So what it does it looks like a little nozzle. So if you want to hold it up, yeah, kind of similar, right? Except it's just this, maybe it's a little softer. That one, I think the suction is, the nozzle shape is a bit different. But you do the same thing. So can you figure out how to use this one?
Okay. Let me see how I switch this on first.
Yes.
Can you guys hear it?
Is it on yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's cool about this is that you may turn it on. I'm going to turn mine on actually.
Okay, so basically I can feel the suction. It's a bit like a vacuum.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear it? You can hear. I don't know if you can hear mine.
Mine, but
okay, this one's a little louder. Can you hear it? No.
A little. I think I can hear a little.
So a clit sucker ideally would actually be much quieter than your regular one, right? What I have here, this is a G-spot vibrator. So when this turns on, you definitely know that it's on, whereas this is so super quiet. Can you show me how you would use it?
It's a clit sucker, so I think it's gonna be in a clit. And I'm gonna say, from my experience, I'm not experienced either, but I would probably say this. I'm probably gonna hold it this way. I'm not sure if it's right. I'm gonna hold it this way. Yeah. And I've never used this before. I've got no experience, so I think it will go here.
Yeah. It can go there. So because it's really ergonomically designed, right? So you're right. You hold it this way when you're facing down. And you do put it, again, it depends on how sensitive you are. Because for some people, this toy is actually too much for them. If you're overly sensitive, you might not want to start with this at the highest setting. And actually, what you would need is you need to use loop. You need to use loop with it, just because. Oh, hang on a second. There's someone at my door. Okay, never mind. Sorry for that interruption. So you would need loops with it just because it creates this suction. So what you do is you put loops on yourself first, and then you take the clit sucker and you basically put it wherever you are most sensitive, right? But don't forget, and that's actually something that I want to, so you can still hold it. You would find a spot. You'll find a spot that feels best for you, and you place it there.
So you don't have to move it. You just have to kind of just put it on one area.
Yeah, because it also would come with different settings that kind of either does pulses, or it does you can increase the intensity because maybe you start off the lowest and then you go higher and higher and higher. So it's all you have to do is just really press the buttons just to enjoy that. So the thing about this clit sucker is, again, it actually doesn't start working until you put it on your skin. Yeah, so that's why it's also ideal if you're in the household and you just want to keep it really discreet when you're alone in the house. So I'm just going to switch mine off because I can hear my cat starting to get a little curious. So that was something I wanted to ask you. There's one more thing in the bag, in the little pouch. I don't know if you got it.
There is?
Mm-hmm. Do you see something that's small and pink? Yes. Can you guess what it is? Because can anyone guess what it is? But I'm
Yeah,
assuming you guys would know.
can you guys guess what this is?
Do you think it's a toy?
It looks like a hanger with two balls hanging out. It also looks like an animal, like an insect, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So do you
okay.
guys wanna guess what this is?
What kind of write about the balls? Oh, someone just wrote in massager.
Massager.
No.
This is actually quite hard. And it's sharp.
Yeah.
At the sides. So I don't think this is going to go anywhere near my vagina.
So, okay, spoiler alert, it's not a toy, actually. It is your clitoris. This is how the clitoris looks like. Are you confused yet?
I feel so ashamed to say that I'm a lesbian now. I don't even know what is a clitoris.
Okay, so don't worry, because I think the clitoris wasn't actually fully like no one really spent time to look at the shape of the clitoris or figure out how it works until I want to say like almost 10, 20 years ago. But so I have the same thing, and this again is it's kind of transparent, but this is your vulva, right?
Okay.
The clitoris is actually what you see behind it. I saw a great question that comes in. So right. I'm going to switch this over. So that's where your clit goes. The clit is inside you, right? So
this is the clit. The clit?
The whole thing. Your clit is actually huge.
Okay, so that's like a okay.
Yeah. So what we always know, or what we assume, right? Because this thing is like no one really looks at what you have down there. So we always assume that this part is only the clit, right? But if you actually see, the clit extends all the way behind your labia, like the sides of it, right? So if I'm looking at this, yeah.
Okay, does that mean so looking at my mole, does that mean that it goes down here?
It goes all the way down. It goes all the way down here. Yeah, which is why some people, if you have this here, can you imagine the sensations that you can also feel on the side? So that's why when you have, I'm going to use this vibrator, right? So let's say you use it here, you're actually kind of missing out on the possible sensitive part by your side, because you see how, like you say, those balls, I forgot the name of it. It's not really balls, but close. When people say explore your pleasure or explore yourself, and you have no idea what it means, right? So a lot of people, I'm just going to assume that you start off just doing this, like whatever you see in porn. But that's why you don't realize that you can actually start only fingering the side, because this is so sensitive. That's your clit, I saw a question coming in about women who are circumcised. So I'm actually, I'm cut because I'm Muslim, and I didn't know I was cut until I was in secondary 1. And for the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me because, go back to my first boyfriend, I'm like, oh, is that why I can't come? Yes and no. I can't come because I prefer external stimulation. And that's also another fact that not a lot of ladies know, that only 30% women actually can come just from penetration alone.
Yep.
And that is 70 need external stimulation. But if you only concentrate on this when you do external, you're really missing out on the rest, right? Just again because of your anatomy. So going back to the question, if you've been cut, so in Singapore, I believe that female genital cutting is only at the hood, and it's supposed to be a small nick, and or just cutting off a little bit of skin or just scratching it. That's up for debate because there's a movement now, and I can't my acronyms wrong. NSGC, which is a really great movement. They're trying to stop that, but it also means that if you have been cut, you can still experience pleasure. you know. Yes, exactly. Someone wrote in and saying it depends on how severe the circumcision is. I'm only speaking on behalf of like Singapore women, Singapore Muslim women. Africa is of course a different story. And I think in Arab they don't do cutting, so it's still up for debate in the Muslim world. But that means that just don't think that you cannot feel anything because of the clitoral, or the main gland.
So can I assume that most women would actually enjoy a vibrator?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And even go ahead.
So for my friends who have not experienced orgasms or being able to come, I would actually recommend them using a vibrator.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would I mean, we can jump into this question, like what should someone's first toy be, right?
Mm.
And
so,
I think that goes
one of the questions that came in was, how do I know what sex toy to choose?
Okay. So kind of a hit on this, or rather, like if you go out there and you just step into the toy shop, because there is so many brands and so many types, and some of them look really scary, or you just don't want them near you. I think the first thing you have to do is you really do have to spend the time figuring out if you like something inside of you, or you just prefer external stimulation, right? And like we mentioned already, that majority actually they do prefer external stimulation. So I would recommend a vibrator first. Then again, with vibrators, so if you could hold up the one again, the one toy that you have, the blue one, the one that looks like a microphone. Yeah, that is actually the strongest type of vibrator you can get. Yeah, I think if for those who are familiar with toys,
this is super loud. Really?
Yeah. It's super strong. It is super, super strong. Like, I think the original was like the Hitachi one. Have you heard of that?
I'm actually playing with the patterns, and it's just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry. I'm just very intrigued by this.
Oh no, wait. So I might not recommend the one as your first one. If you are too afraid of being intense and you are nervous about having sound, like making it really loud. If you're actually still trying to figure out if you like internal or external, this would be good. This is the same brand, ROM, and it's actually a G-spot vibrator, because you see how it's like kind of curved. So it is a penetrating toy. And I got this because I was trying to figure out where my G-spot is. I have still not found it, but at least I know that with this type of toy, it's safe to insert, but you can also flip it around and almost use it like a one, right? So you can still do this. You can just feel yourself this way, and you can still do the same things. You can just like go in between the labias, figure out different positions, or if you get bored of that, then you get to insert it. So I would recommend, if you still are trying to figure out if you are internal versus external, look for like the G-spot vibrator, because with a one, I mean, I'm sure some people would try to insert it, but it is kind of pretty intense. So,
what other sex toys are there apart from? So right now we've shown the one, which is the vibrator. We had the clitoris sucker.
Yeah.
And then we have that where you can do a double, a penetration, and as well as the external side. Are there any toys that we are unaware of?
There is. Okay, so we talked about internal, we talked about external. There is the dual, which is like you pop it in and it hits both at the same time. They are mostly used in couple toys. Like, okay, I don't know if you can see this. It's like some kind of, I don't want to take it out just because this is a Lelo, super expensive but really chic. You can see it. It looks like a little U, right?
Yes.
So the tiniest one goes inside you, and the bigger one rests on your clit. That makes sense.
So
So it's like this.
that and like sorry. So it's gonna be like that. So it's you and it goes in like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason why this is kind of small is because this actually has a remote control because it's for your partner to play with. So I think we also got a couple of questions, right? Like, how do I introduce it with my partner? Or like, if I prefer using toys, does it mean like, I don't love my partner anymore or that my partner feels left out? I always think like, well, why not use it with your partner, right? So this actually allows your partner to have control of it. And yeah, I guess because the thing about this toy is that even when it's inside you, your partner can actually still penetrate you. So yeah, so even if, let's say, I'm gonna just be graphic. So even though it's like this, and for the couples watching who do have like a penis owner, your penis can still go in this way. And someone just wrote, "Anyone's so scary. What if it got stuck in your vagina?" That's why you don't put it in. Don't put a bullet. Don't put a bullet in your vagina. And anyway, you can't really get stuck because it's like there's nowhere for it to go. It's like putting on a tampon. Yeah, exactly. It hits your cervix. But there is a stuff. But a funny story. I did have a toy kind of got lost in me once. I don't know if I should be telling the story.
The kind of stories I live for.
Okay, so well, so I had a toy get stuck in me once because there was no cervix to stop it. Instant. I was trying out an anal toy, and I was trying out a butt plug with a partner, and I, it was still new. I was still experimenting. I don't know if I'm like shooting myself in the foot by admitting this, but basically the plug itself, I believe you guys are experimenting with like anal play, right? The plug at the back of it should kind of be flat, just like flat, because then at least it's kind of stopped, right? It won't go any further, right? So yeah, exactly. Who is this Axel? You are just like, I'm going to be that with you.
Axel sounds like a really professional person, huh, Axel?
So yeah. So mine was, the toy that I was using was a little hook instead. And I didn't realize that it actually went in. And so like I could feel like someone's fingers going in to try to pull it out, and I kind of heard some like panic in his voice. And then next thing I know, I turn around and he's like, "Oh shit, that was close." I was like, "What was close?" And he's like, "Never mind." and then later on after that, I was just like, yeah, let's not touch that for a while. I'm not gonna try and experiment for a bit. So that goes to the question: can anything get lost up there? Only if you don't have a cervix to stop it. And if you are attempting to do anal play, please try out with anal beads because they are linked up, and so you can usually kind of pull it out, but pull it out really slow and gentle, lots and lots of lube, or get something with a flat base. Yeah.
Yes.
How do you even get into anal play straight away, Rachel?
I have no idea. But since you're having a chat about anals, right?
Yeah.
I don't have experience in it. I'm an S person, but still no experience in it. S person for my partner, not for myself.
Everyone appreciates a good butt.
But is there for my my especially my gay friends who are joined with us today, our gay, maybe this can also benefit them, but definitely for the females as well.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind talking a little bit more about anal toys.
Sure. Again, I'm like, by the way, I am like sitting in my living room right now, and my dad just walked past from work. But yes, I am gonna go straight into talking about anal toys. I do have a couple of toys These are my personal collections. So, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just talk about it in general. I'm not going to talk about preparing for it, because there are different schools of thought. Some people, like, they really want everything cleaned up. Like, they just, I believe it's called an enema. I do not know how to pronounce it, but my gay guy friends sometimes, like, they don't eat. Like, if they know they're gonna go and have fun with their friends, and they want to be as clean as possible. So first things first, they'll be safe. If you please don't switch from one door to another door without, like, changing out the condoms, or at least, like, washing up. But if you are going back to toys, right? So if you are just starting out, they do sell this in the stores. It's called a set, basically. It's an anal plug set. So what I'm going to show you, I'm even showing this on live. This is what got lost. So
I love how you still have it.
Because it was expensive. I will maybe try again with, like, a trusted partner, but this was expensive because it came in a set of 3. So it starts out with the smallest one, and then as you get used to it, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until you're fully prepared to, yeah. Axel, I love you. Yes, you have to start small and get bigger slowly. So this actually also, there's another version of it that's kind of similar for vaginas, and it's called a vagina dilator set, and that's more actually for, like, there are some women who penetration is very painful for them, either because they've had trauma before or they have medical conditions with vaginismus. So there is something similar where it's just like almost like those Russian dolls that get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for you to basically dilate, so then you can have, like, regular sex with a penis. So you have the same concept with a butt plug, right? But if this is if you want to invest in it, but if it's something that you just kind of want to try once in a while, this is my friend.
Ooh, that's the Beats, right?
Yeah, but he's kind of cute because he's a tiny caterpillar. So again, same concept. You start with the smallest one. Again, lots and lots of loops, and there are.
Sorry, I'm gonna chime in there. As I'm looking at you, I'm actually kind of wondering how, because it's very soft. How does it then go in? How do you push it in?
Okay. No, so this is silicone, and this is like a baby version. There are the super hard ones. So this is the bead itself is kind of hard. So see how if I'm pushing it, it's not getting squished all the way, right? So you just push. Okay, this is you put it in, and the rest kind of dangles out.
Okay.
And so when you're ready to take another, you go in, and that could be it. And that's just whatever. Again, all of this stuff, I'm just giving you options. I'm telling you what is possible, but it is whatever that's comfortable for you. So again, this is also kind of for training, because if you feel comfortable with the sensation, it can go all the way in. Yeah, it can go all the way in this way, and this would never get lost because it's too big. Yeah. This is why this is like my friend. This is like I am traumatized by the other set, but one day, who knows? So yeah, I don't know if that. Did we answer the question about?
Yes,
yeah.
You definitely did. Another interest that I have, I can call it interest. It's about BDSM.
Okay.
And the toys that I used in BDSM. So for myself, right? I mean, obviously, I have got this toy.
So cute.
You showed me yours, and now I'm jealous of yours because yours looks so good. And this will probably break because it's damn brittle, right?
Yeah. Well, that's good if you're at peak. get because you can just like snap yourself out.
No, I've never used it before. Not this one because it's probably
Mm-hmm.
gonna break. And
Mm-hmm.
nada. But please show me. Okay, wait. This was actually a gift to me for my bachelorette night. So obviously the girls got me this, and they obviously got me dices to play with, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Show me yours. I showed you mine. Time for you to show me yours.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious because a lot of get gifts like that. Like, I would keep the dice. The dice look good. The plastic cups, I don't know. I feel like that's gonna cut you. So I'm a sucker for looks, and I just love black and gold, as you can tell. So these are my cups. But okay, honestly, this is from Unbound, and what I love about it is that you can just wear it out, and no one can tell. Well, those who know will know. But if you just wear it like that, it's cool, it's chic, it matches my ring, it matches my outfit. But then if you're feeling frisky, just put it on the other side. Right? Again, this is kind of fragile, actually. So you still can be 100% rough with it. There are existing. You can have this bondage tape too if you don't want cuffs. They kind of just look like masking tape, but I think they're skin friendly and they're easy to peel off. You just go to an actual sex toy for all this stuff. You don't try to use duct tape and you end up calling like the ambulance because you're stuck, right? So whatever you do, just be safe. The other thing was, bondage is huge, so I don't want to touch too much about it. But I think what's interesting about bondage is, I just feel in mainstream people say bondage and they think 50 Shades of Grey. They think like you get restrained, you think you get slapped. But there are very different elements to it. Always use a safe word. Always be with a partner that you trust, right? Like if something gets too intense, use your safe word to just stop or reduce the intensity. But I think if you're new to it, what you can try is doing sensory play. So again, this is something fun that I love. This used to be available on Zazazu, but I think it's sold out. And I think it's a necklace. I don't know if you can see it. It's a necklace and it goes all the way down, but you can actually use it as a flogger. So it's called necklace whip, but the term is a flogger, and you can hit people with it. Hit your partner with it. But again, if that person is maybe scared of pain or sensitive, what is really cool is because I don't know if you can see these are beads, right? And so you can also just, if someone is ticklish, so you put it across you, kind of trail the sensation, you blindfold the person, So it's called sensory play because you close your eyes, you don't even have to touch the genitals, your boobs, your neck, whatever erogenous zones there are. And I think this was a question you brought up once too, like if someone is not ready to explore like below or get with a new partner, if there's something else that they can do, they can totally explore other erogenous zones. There's such a thing as a nipple orgasm. You can just like climax from only having your breast stayed with. Lots of stuff you can Google. I know. I was like, I'm excited, but yeah.
Okay, my next question would be about nipple play.
Okay.
Do you have
want toys? Oh, I don't. No, you're making me sound like I have like a super inventory. I wish I had them. No, you can get nipple cleanse. And nipple cleanse sound scary. They almost sound like clothespin and you stick it on your nipples. But no, the ones in the shop are you can have the really pretty ones where they're just like tiny gold pinches, and the idea is that you basically clamp them on your nipples, and then I don't know if it really depends on the person on how sensitive they are, because not everyone would appreciate the sensation, right? So So you can go all the way to nipple clamp, or you can use your trusty clit sucker and just stick it over your boob, which I may or may not have done. Because it's supposed to mimic oral sex, right? Which means even though it's called a clitoral sucker, you can put it anywhere that you feel is gonna turn you on.
That you want to feel. Yeah.
Exactly. Or where you want to have the feeling of someone something sucking on it.
Yes.
So you can totally use this on your nipples as well if you don't want into the crazy. I shouldn't say crazy. I'm not kink shaming, but like if you don't want to go out and just like that with nipple clamps, just that's a clit sucker. Yeah. Same with vibrators. You can have like a tiny. I showed you the big stuff. The other thing that you've probably seen this around a lot because it gets a lot of hype. Have you seen this?
Oh, is that like a vibrator?
Yes. Again, it's a vibrator necklace. It's by Crave. It's called a Vespa. And
So pretty.
I'm super extra. I actually got it engraved. So I got it engraved with the lyrics of a 9 Inch Nails song, and it says, "I want to feel you from the inside." I love a good pun. So how it works is, so this is what you call a bullet vibrator, right? The button is here, and so you turn it on. Someone just asked what to buy. Zazazu. Oh, totally forgot to Zazazu is a platform
Yes.
where they do sell sex toys, but the main aim of Zazazu is actually to create the safe space, similar to Shine Curious, as that they actually curate experiences and they curate like talks, set up by this amazing. It's all women led. Jingjin, she's super nice and super. She's all about sexual confidence, because if you can be confident in the bedroom, that confidence kind of extends out. And confidence doesn't mean you're gonna come across your partner and like, I want this. Confidence is really just saying also, I don't really like this sensation. Can we try something else? That's also confidence, right? That's basically owning your pleasure, like Nabila was saying. So this is a necklace by Crave. You can get it from Zazazu, and it's tiny. So it's a little. I don't know if you can hear it. It's a little loud.
Powerful is my question.
Depends who's using it. If you are new to this world, yes. If you are seasoned, you might need something stronger, right?
Right.
Going back to, you don't need to have this right at the foot. This is where it can come to the side, and it just feels nice. You just stick it to the side, and you can still feel your clit can still feel it, because your clit covers everything. If you're seasoned with sex toys.
Yes.
Exactly. It's so discreet.
All the ones that you really have, they look so cool. I'm a black and gold person as well.
Right.
If you're watching this, Zazazu, yes. All the gold. All the
preneed, but still powerful.
Yeah.
You can get your rock stuff. Yeah.
No. So basically, I know we have shown everyone the toys. Everyone loves the toys. I think they're all watching because they want to see toys. So with my one, let's get a little bit more on the emotional portion of this.
Okay.
We have had many friends, personally myself, and also questions that came in from the audience, were that a lot of them don't even feel comfortable with themselves, so they don't masturbate. They're more on the stone portion of the queer women. So basically, stone means they don't pleasure, they don't get pleasure, they don't touch themselves, they don't let somebody else touch them, so they technically do not feel that, feel pleasure. Do you have any? I know it's a very, very emotional portion of it, but do you have something?
Well, this is kind of new for me, because from my end, the questions I usually get, or the concerns I usually get from people who, they know me as like, oh, you have a bunch of toys, the question they always do ask is like, if I get a toy, it's either, is there something wrong with me, or is there something wrong with my partner? Am I replacing my partner, right? I also get quite sentiments like, why would I need a toy? I can already come, right? I come in my fingers, I come in my partner. It's a very Singaporean thing. They're like, why would I pay money to buy a toy? Right? It's super functional. I'm just like, oh no. So like, okay, so I'm gonna just dispel kind of the myth. But so a toy is just a tool. It really is a tool. I think the emotional part is because we attach so much stigma to it, right? Like look at a sex toy shop, right? Your first image is that it's seedy, it's black, smells funky, it's like neon lights, it's like the weirdest places, it's places, the red light district. So of course when you then think, I'm gonna go buy a toy, you're just like, you're equating the two already, right? So you don't feel comfortable about that. I mean that's a bunch of BS. But that's why you can buy it online. You can buy it on places, again, safe places, that's one thing, and they all come discreet, and you can choose the type of toys and there's so much information on all of them. So I'm going to dispel that myth that if you use the toy, it's dirty, right? No, it is a gadget. Like, I spent so much on toys. It's almost like upgrading different phones. It's like, yeah. So if you think of it that way, right? Yes, it is a tool for you to have more pleasure. It is a tool for you to explore different types of pleasure. Because, when you're starting off in a relationship as well, there is only so many ways that you both can make yourself enjoy each other, right? So introducing...
Before you continue, Noorin, sorry. So I think there are a lot of interest in that necklace. Do they reach out to you to get it, or do you have a promo code that they can use?
Oh well, okay. Cool. So I do have a promo code. But if they are interested, I think they can send me a DM first, because I just want to make sure the promo code is still working. Because the regular promo code is like SHY5, which gives people 5% off. And we had it for Valentine's, and I believe it's still working. So try SHY5, and actually the website is Zazazu .club. Yeah. But you know what? After this chat, where I'm just gonna we can do all the shout outs and all the buy it here, because just I do not want to send people to the wrong place.
Since they're all already curious about it, it's all right. I tell you guys, y'all want more, just reach out to Shy and Curious. Mel will be there to give you all.
Just come to me. I'll give you all the codes.
Promo codes as well.
Yeah. Because I'm just afraid that if I give the wrong code, and then it's not going to work. So come to me and I'll figure it out. I haven't done this before. No? I get so excited about this thing. Let's see. Where will we? Okay, so sex toys are not dirty. Introducing with your partner. That's the big one, right? That's the emotional part as well.
So the few questions about sex toys and partner. Number one, is it considered cheating that I use sex toys behind my partner's back? Number two, I love all the questions that came in. I love vibrators. I love sex toys more than making physical love, having physical sex. Yeah, so they say I like using toys better than having sex with human. Is it cheating? I like sex toys better compared to having sex with my partner. What are your thoughts?
Those are really interesting questions. I mean, after that, I'm already going to say no, it's not cheating, because like you're not going to marry a sex toy, right? And cheating itself, I mean, we can have a whole nother video on cheating itself. But just because you might prefer using it doesn't mean that you still don't need a partner, right? Because you still need that human touch, you still need someone to talk to. And the thing about sex, right, is that it's being intimate and being vulnerable with someone. You know, it's seeking pleasure from both each other's bodies, both each other's energy. I'm gonna sound very like woo-woo spiritual, but it's like, yes, it's an exchange of energy, right? How much you love this person if you are in a committed relationship, or if you're just having fun. Again, it's just how physically attracted, how just for that moment you guys are really only about the now and getting pleasure.
Yeah.
So I would not equate using a toy. However, if you are keeping quiet about it behind your partner's back, like what the question was, I think my question would be, why do you find the need to hide it? You know, or have you had this conversation yet? It is a tough conversation if you're shy, or if you already feel, and it goes back to the thing of like, if I use a toy, does it mean my partner's like not good enough or not enough? You know, just not, no. And it is it's about owning your pleasures and then just making sure that when you get into this conversation, there's empathy. So you can tell your partner like, I love you. Using the toy does not mean I love you any less. If anything, if I pass this over to you and you can use it together with me, right? That's one way of introducing it. A lot of the time, and I don't know if it's the same in a queer relationship, but guys do get very defensive when a woman asks about bringing a toy in, because it is connected to their ego, right? Or they think, oh, is their dick not big enough? Is it not, it doesn't make you feel good. Again, those are things that's I think not really even related to sex. It's really related to how secure I feel in this relationship and how honest can I be. So that's a little like above my pay grade already in terms of like talking about sex toys, but I would say that past this conversation, if you want to kind of like dip your toes in it,
yeah,
let's go on a website together. You know, go to a shop together. Yeah.
Communication is so important. Telling your partner what you like is important.
Yeah.
Compromise. It's really, really important. If you like something in a bedroom that you would love for your partner to also like, is that you should communicate, right?
Yeah.
I think it's really important.
And I get it. So I have an anxious attachment style, which just means that if I'm in a relationship and let's say my partner doesn't text me back in 2 hours, I freak out. I'm like, is he with someone else? You know, and people last time they used to say you're being clingy or you're being jealous, but no, that's how because of the way I was brought up, I was kind of prone to believe that I need to keep winning someone's love, right? So I totally get that sometimes when your partner comes to you and say, hey, I want to introduce a toy in, and that first thought is also, am I not enough, right? So when you catch yourself doing that, just take a step back and just take a deep breath and just not take it personally, and just use it as a way to explore things together. You know, like that's why there's like couple toys like this. That's why you have things where someone has a remote. You're enjoying the experience together. So it's about giving. It's just give and take.
Definitely.
So I have no idea if that answered the question, but
no, it's all right. It's okay.
Get obsessed with this necklace. Sorry, I just saw a question about the Vespa. Is it waterproof?
Are all in love with the Vespa necklace.
Okay, so funny story about the Vespa necklace and if it's waterproof. This is my second one because I destroyed my first one by accidentally dipping the whole thing to wash it. So it's only waterproof up to because how it works or how you charge it. I'm gonna twist it. Do you guys see?
Okay.
Right. So basically, when I submerged my whole necklace in, I short circuited it. So I had to buy another one. Which,
and
yeah.
that has always been the issue about cleaning sex toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, let's look at this one here.
Yeah.
If you're really gonna go crazy, sometimes it's gonna go everywhere. So
Yep. Or you can use it in the
I
shower, you
always
can use it in the tub.
hate that. Do I now just wash the tip of it? Okay, let's just imagine it this way. Just the tip of it, or do I wash it to a certain extent? And I don't feel like it's clean because I didn't wash the whole thing.
Yeah.
How does it work? And I also had the question: how do you clean a sex toy?
Okay. So first you have to actually go back to the manual, or if you threw it all out, just go to the main website and check if it's fully waterproof. If it's fully waterproof, you can just dunk the whole thing in under running tap and just like for example with this. I'm holding this because it's the easiest thing to me. For example, the nozzle's detachable. Right. So you can clean this up, clean the surfaces. You can use soap or so the kits that I showed you, they actually are starter kits. So each starter kit also comes with like a loop and a toy cleaner. Right. So
Is
if
it
you
important that we have to use a sex toy cleaner? I'm very ashamed to say this. I don't know, but I've always used soap. I've always used normal soap.
I use soap too. I use like a sex toy cleaner if I with my anal play toys, for example, where personally I feel like it needs that extra edge. And some people honestly just use this because it's so much easier. You put it into your same little box, so then you just bring your box over to the washroom and you wash things up. So it's not like it's really up to the preference. But soap and water is totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if you want to be extra careful, especially in the world of COVID, just wipe it with alcohol after. Yeah. If you want. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Exactly. We have a bunch of questions coming in. Let's see something that's okay.
There's more questions that came in, but it's a little bit more gay centric. You may be able to answer that question as well. But one question is it a concern for lesbians that their fingers are not good enough for their partners? So my lesbian friends, let me know, is it a concern that partners may think that their fingers are not good enough? I'm not very sure. Myself personally, I don't feel that way. I think sex toy is it's not important. It just shows how open you are with your partner.
Yeah.
That both of y'all are okay with. So for the rest of y'all who are listening in, drop me what you guys feel about that. Another question that is why do you think lesbians are so closed off or shy, or they shy away from the idea of toys or dildos or strap-ons?
Okay.
I
mean, we started off with that, right? With your own personal experience.
Yeah, with my own story.
Yeah, and
it may be because of mine. I think it is different for every woman. Preference as well. I think it's probably the same for yourself. If it's gonna be, I don't think this is just.
Sorry, my neighbors are like kind of loud. Hello? Okay, I think you're starting to lag a bit.
Okay. I hope you can hear it better now. But I don't think this just happens in a lesbian, not on just for lesbians, but I think it also happens in heterosexual relationships or for heterosexual females that they either shy away from the idea of sex toys, dildos. Why do you have experience with your girlfriends coming up to you and telling you about why they're uncomfortable using sex?
They are very functional. Like if I can get off already, why would I need a toy in the bedroom? That's one thing. And it is hard to try and convince people when they are not ready for it, right? And especially when you're asking them. I mean, sex toys can be an investment. I do not want to sit down and calculate how much I have spent on my toys. But of course, like when you buy them from like really good brands, they are worth it, and you have to take care of them as well. But or you can have starter kits that, you know, honestly, as long as you have those three types, or if you want to experiment, you experiment those three types, you're fine. You don't really need to go super beyond unless you want to. I would say it's just different sensations. I do find that I do get like stronger orgasms with a toy. You know, that's one thing. But honestly, you know, if you're tired, or I think this is also a question like can I use my toys if I'm having my period? It is a really good like period cramp relief.
Okay, so you can use sex toy during your period.
Yeah, because you can always wash it up, right?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you can have period sex, why can't you have like period masturbation? And the thing is, because it does when you know when you have an orgasm, it actually releases dopamine, serotonin, so you don't need the Panadol. Like if I just feel like I just need to naturally feel better, just take out a toy and like train myself, I'm done in like 5 minutes, you know. And that's the thing too, right? Because toys do get you there a little faster.
Definitely.
Because sometimes as a partner, you might enjoy the sensation, but your partner gets tired, you know, or you're like, your legs are cramping, you know. Someone says it's tender, so it's painful. Again, it's just, your mileage might vary. Yeah. So I would recommend external stimulation if you are trying to play on your period. There's just like penetration, because that also gets messy, right? But and here's the thing too, like people assume you need to be naked to just like have fun. No, experiment. You know, put it over your underwear. Just even just play with your boobs. You know, wherever you have to. And that's why we keep saying, and I hate this expression because it sounds so woo-woo, you know, explore your pleasure. But it really is because you don't know what you don't know.
That's correct.
Right? I am turning 37, and I am still trying to find my G-spot. I am still trying to find ways to,
like you were mentioning to me, right, when we met, that our bodies are constantly changing, right?
Yes.
What
you know?
we enjoy 10 years back is not going to be what we're going to enjoy today.
Exactly. Your body changes as you get older. You know, you go through, you give birth, right? Or you know, well, unhealthy by choice as well. But it's like, yeah, your body will change. So you always do have to still rediscover it.
Definitely.
But it's fun. That's the thing. It is supposed to be fun. And I think going back to the emotional side, I think we get really stressed out because we think I need to get an orgasm to enjoy sex. When sex itself includes foreplay, includes aftercare, includes just like, you know, penetration, whatnot. But it's just exploring your body where you're just away from your head, right? We're always in our head space. It is the only time that you are given permission to forget about everything and just get in the moment with your partner.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. So if that's the case, you can be exploring, you can be edging and not fully climaxing, but as long as you know, okay, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. I like it this way, I like 2 pulses and then a long stroke. You know, that's what we mean by exploring your pleasure. Like and don't put KPIs, don't say like, oh my god, I need to like come in like 10 minutes, because then you never will. Yeah. I've gone off tangent, sex toys. Any other questions that we missed out?
No, I think that's all about it, I guess. Also, I think we've run out. We went 15 minutes.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, it's already 9:15. So we're talking about sex. All this happens.
Yeah.
Noorin, thank you so much for
Thank you.
my invitation, joining me. This is such a beautiful chat. I think everybody else enjoyed what you've shared today. Thank you. Thank you from me. I've learned so much today. Thank you for this. I'm gonna meet you again and pass this back to you, I promise.
We'll sterilize it. We'll have
um,
sex toy cleaner. Yes.
and for the rest of you, if you guys you have questions about sex toys or anything that is
Yeah.
on an emotional level as well, reach out to Noorin. Go to Shy and Curious website. They have got so many beautiful articles which I enjoyed as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Noorin.
Yes. And again, this is the conversation. So write to me, write to you. We'll get you sorted out. And thank you for having me.
No
It's so
worries.
wonderful. I'm finally gonna get my drink now.
Thank you so much. For the
Okay.
rest of y'all, go and get your necklace.
Good night. Yes. Yes. Go ahead. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, and for the rest of you all, thank you for watching. We have got interesting guests coming in 2 weeks' time again for our next LesTalk series. I will be pushing up more stuff. And please DM me on LesBeHeard. Let us know what are the other topics you want us to cover. We'll go out, we'll find the guests for you, we'll come in and we'll talk about it. So for now, good night everyone. My phone is dying.